Okay guys, we're back. My husband is here for the peach tree pruning. He just did a video on apple. He's so nice. He's just, like I said, so good at it. He's had so much practice now. And so this is a younger peach tree. So we're gonna talk about peach tree pruning today.
So first off, you'll notice if you look, this peach tree has a borer issue. And so we actually have to treat it with a systemic right out of the gate. But it's a healthy tree otherwise. It developed this borer during a really hot, dry spell. And but it will recover. So it's not the end of the world. We'll treat it with the systemic and it'll get rid of that borer just fine.
So that's up for another topic. But peach trees do seem to get borer a little bit more often than some of your other fruit trees.
Late February, early March in our climate is when you want to prune your peach trees. So you have to be a little bit cautious. You don't want to prune them too early because you can wake the tree up out of dormancy and then all of a sudden you get a hard freeze and you lose your fruit. So we feel like it's a good time to prune our peach trees. So you can see this one has had, again, it's had damage from deer. We get a lot of deer through the yard, and so this one's been pushed on and raked on, and so it's not perfect, but it does have split leader, open canopy. It's had a ton of growth that it put on last year, so we're going to take a lot of that off. Again, the philosophy on fruit trees in my yard is everything arm length and down can stay. Everything above my reach has to go.
How old is this tree?
This tree is 4 years old.
4 years old. And when does it start fruiting? Like after how many years?
Well, actually they start fruiting right away, but you take the fruit the first 2 years and allow the tree to just establish and grow and put strength into the roots and the branching. So yeah, that's kind of the philosophy. You pull the fruit the first 2 years.
Okay.
So downward branches we're going to get rid of. It goes back to the 3 Ds of fruit tree pruning: dead, diseased, and dumb branches. We've got a lot of swooping downward branches on this tree. A little bit of damage where the tree has sustained damage due to the borer. So we'll take care of getting rid of that. Right here you can see the borer damage. I'll take this one off right here just so you can see it. But yeah, it's
having a hard time focusing.
That's what the symptom of having a borer can look like. And then obviously you have the oozing down here. You got oozing in the trunk and everything. So after we prune this tree, because it's possible that it'll have some kind of other bacteria since it's in a little bit of a weakened state from fighting the borer. After I'm done pruning it, I'll disinfect my pruners before pruning something else in the yard. But basically we're gonna leave a lot of the little branches so that we have plenty of branches for leaf production and fruit production. We got to make sure that we have strong angles, because if you leave a lot of heavy fruit on some of these downward angles and these weaker branches like this, let's say hypothetically this one sets a lot of fruit, it really can't support fruit on a little guy like that unless it's down here closer to this base. It might be able to set one fruit, but anything else that it sets on there, we're going to take it off. This branch in reality will probably get pruned off because it's not going to see a lot of sunlight there, but we'll take it down, open up the canopy, and then go from there. We want to get rid of any crow's feet. So for example, kind of right in here you can see, or right in here, if you have a lot of branches coming out in the same spot, you get kind of a crow's foot type look right there. And if this sets fruit right in here, the fruit will sit down into these branches and develop weirdly and be prone to insect and other problems. So we'll get rid of any of those kind of situations and kind of check back on you and see the progress.
Alrighty, let's get pruning. just got a lot of rain. So right here, I just wanted to show you something. This is what you call a heading cut. So you cut it back a little bit and then you let this come out the angle that you want. I'm trying to give you a better example of a heading cut. Not sure we have one on this tree, as many on this tree. We did have some on our apple trees. Let's walk around for a minute. Just give you an up close look. You kind of want to mimic this. You've got a young tree, but we've got a lot of nice airflow in between branches. Look at that center, a lot of sunlight to come down through that base shape. Oh, here he did a heading cut. So we cut this back a little bit. It was a little bit taller so that it wouldn't grow up into those branches, but also it forces some of these buds to grow out in a different direction. Let's look at some parallel limbs that he cut off. So parallel limbs are basically two branches that kind of go the same direction. So if you had one right here that was coming out, you'd want to cut that one out to give these two branches a little bit more space. There was a lot of those in the apple pruning video. And so imagine there was one right here, then you'd have three parallel limbs. You take out one of those and kind of pick and choose. Anyway, so it's looking pretty good. Don't be too scared about pruning. Trees are resilient. If you do a little, you're going to be a lot better off than if you didn't prune anything. And so I'm really excited. We're going to have a lot of peaches this year. Hopefully we don't have a really late frost. Peaches in our climate are kind of a hit and miss sometimes. If you get later blooming ones that come a lot later in the season, you're gonna have a lot better luck. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. We'll see you later, rooster. It has been wet and rainy. I think it's gonna start warming up. So excited. I got a lot of, now for the fun part, we've got to clean up all of these branches. I'll probably cut them down with some pruners, but that's gonna take a little while. I hope you guys are having a good day and we'll talk to you later.